when you're prototyping, you start out with something pretty basic like this. For the original Starcrawler tile top walls, it was something basic like this. Look, I even had the numbers in here so I knew what length they were. They're just blanks. And this is what my original blanks look like. And this is what the new clip together version looks like. This is still a blank. It's made to have pieces that you can insert, and we can attach pieces onto it and put pieces into here. You can see we started off with blank, ended up with that. And they clip together with my original blank set. So the process of prototyping, you go through a whole bunch of different versions of these. You know, I have different versions of this wall here. This one is actually one that I can use. Let's see what else we got here. This one didn't work because the clips didn't work at the top. And actually, one of the things you can see is this is printed on an Ender 3 with the Fat Dragon Games mini profile. This is printed on my i3 Mega. And you can see that's a lot rougher. And actually another thing here you can see is, see the way that this isn't flat? And see the way, actually these are the two pieces that are more comparable. See, this is flat. What I did was remove these little hexagonal holes. They are actually hexagons, although they kind of print out as circles. And that's one of the things that you're trying to figure out when you're printing and you're prototyping, is you're working with a 0.4 millimeter nozzle. So what you see in your 3D model isn't necessarily what you're going to get. You know, everything here you need to consider, like the thickness of these walls needs to be at least 0.4 millimeters, because otherwise the nozzle won't be able to print that. The nozzle won't be able to print a wall. So you really have to kind of think about that. So as you're trying to stuff magnets, trying to stuff a magnet inside there, you can see how thin that is. But that's 0.4, that's really solid. Like, that's really, really good. That's what that looks like on the inside. And this magnet here goes like that. You can put in a spherical magnet, or you can put in the smaller 4 mil by 2 mil magnets. So prototyping is about, you know, trial and error, you know, testing things out. But as you're going, you're kind of learning. You know, the big thing I realized with this is, because I want all these pieces to kind of split fit together, is how big should the gap be between these? And I've had to go through, for the base pieces here, this piece on the bottom, you know, there's a version there where these tabs are a lot smaller. And then this is, when I'm testing a whole, I don't want to print out a whole wall, so I just want to print out a piece that'll connect to that. So this is one of the newer ones that's a lot larger. This one here is the larger ones. And actually, this one's interesting because this prototype piece, I tested 3 different types of magnet holes. That one has no spherical qualities to it. This one has a sort of a partial sphere on this end. And this one here has the whole sphere kind of cut right out. What I found was the thin magnets would slip out, the little 4x2s would slip out of that. All right? So I actually printed 3 different things to test 3 different pieces on the same piece. This takes all of like 8 minutes to print. And this takes here about 10 minutes to print because it's on an Ender 3 with a very slow profile. So, you know, and then also I can see here that that doesn't clip together. So somewhere along the line, I increased the distance here by 0.2 millimeters to make those a little bit thicker, and they clip onto here. They're probably just a little bit too tight on here. So I might try some different sizes and do that. So prototyping is about just, you know, constantly testing what you're doing and trying out new things. And, you know, testing and seeing the results and adjusting. And that's the beauty of 3D printing. I mean, it is rapid prototyping. You know, I'm doing this here in my basement, and I've 2 printers, and if I want to test something, I can test it and be done with it in 30 minutes, and I can see the whole iteration in under 30 minutes.